Welcome back, you guys. Time for another story read. But before we get started, you know what we always do. We sing a song. So today, we're going to sing something about our five senses. Two little eyes look around. Two little ears hear each sound. One nose to smell something sweet. One mouth to taste something sweet. I hope you guys like that. So today, like I said, we're going to read a book called Five Senses. So look, a little boy is in the book and he's showing us his hand. You see it? And he looks like he's licking his lips. And I also noticed those tiny arrows showing us his eyes. Look, those are his eyes, his two eyes to see with. And they're showing us his ears so that he can hear. His nose so he can smell something sweet. And also his tongue so he can eat his food and taste it. So, now that we're seeing all of the things that they want to talk about, which are his five senses, let's read more and find out about his special body parts and what we can learn. I can see. I see with my eyes. Oh. Wow, our eyes have an important job, a very big job. They help us to see the world around us. I can hear. I hear with my ears. Look. I can see that he's using his ears to hear the sounds, what's happening around him. Hearing is one of our five senses, and he can hear that airplane with his ears. I can smell. I can smell with my nose. Look, he's sniffing that flower. Look at the little boy smelling the flower. He is using his nose to learn about the flower. Our nose has an important job, a big job of telling us how things smell. And smell is another one of our five senses. So let's keep reading so we can find out about some more of our five senses. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. You see? He's looking at ice cream to find out how it tastes. I bet that little boy is so excited, so happy to taste the ice cream with his tongue. His tongue helps him know what something tastes like, what the flavor is. So look, he's looking at ice cream to find out what the flavor is. We can use our sense of taste with our tongue. And it helps us to learn different food flavors. And it's one of our five senses. I can touch. I touch with my fingers. Look, he's rubbing that rabbit. I see the little boy is using his fingers to touch the rabbit. I'm thinking that the rabbit feels soft and warm. We use our hands like the little boy to touch and learn how things feel. Let's turn the page and see some of our other five senses. I do all this with my senses. I have five senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I can see. I see all of these things. When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing them. When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies just out of the oven. I use my sense of smell. I'm smelling something. When I am drinking my milk right there and eating my food, I use my sense of taste. I'm tasting. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I'm using my sense of touch. I'm touching something. Sometimes I use all of my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at one time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. I am seeing. Let's see what other senses he can use. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses. I see, I hear, I smell, and I touch. Oh, look how excited, how happy the boy is to play with his puppy. He is touching, he is smelling, he is hearing, and seeing his puppy. He's using 4 senses. When I bounce a ball, I use 3 senses. I see, I hear, I touch. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of the other, but each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all that I can see. Hear all that is to hear. Smell all there is to smell. Taste all there is to taste. Touch all there is to touch. Look at how important all 5 of our senses are. We really need them all. Yeah. They help us to see, to hear, to smell, and to taste, and touch to learn about things around us. Wherever I go, whatever I do, each minute of the day, my senses are working. They make me aware. Look, I see the little boy is using all of his senses. He's tasting an apple. He's smelling a flower. He's hearing the dog. He's seeing his book and touching his bear. We use our senses all day, every day to learn about things around us. And remember, we said we were going to read this book to find out how important it is to use our 5 senses and what they were. So now I have a question for you guys. And let me see if you guys can answer this. In the book, what is your nose used for your 5 senses? Your nose? Let's go back and see if it's going to tell us. We remember that what? Our eyes are for what? Seeing. You're so right. Let's see if it's going to tell us what our nose is for. Do you guys remember what your ears are for doing? You're right, we're hearing things. And right here, he stuck his tongue out to do what? To taste the flavor of his food, which was ice cream. And the ice cream is very yummy. And right here, what did he say this sense was? You're right, he can see all of these things. And one more. What sense is he using here? He's using 4 of them. You're right. To see, to hear, to smell, and to touch. And the very last page right here, he has all of these things in his hand. But what senses are he using? You're right, he's using all 5. He's using his eyes, his nose, his taste, his hearing, and his touch. So he's using all 5 senses. And remember, they said our 5 senses are what? Very important, and we use them every day. You guys, tell me what senses you use today.